Hi there, my name is Mithran and I'm from Penang. And being from Penang, I know that Penang people take a lot of pride in their food. And recently on my Facebook wall, I found an article that was stating that some international tourism website rated Penang's food as the third best in the world. So I clicked on that article and I read it. And then I clicked on the link that was supposed to go to the actual website that did the survey. When I got to that actual website, I found out that that website wasn't really talking about food in general, it was talking about street food. Now street food is it's a predominantly Asian thing, which explains why Penang was in the top 10. I got more than that to complain about that particular survey. I just felt like I need to tell my fellow Penangites that don't get too excited. I think that survey is flawed because Singapore was ranked number 2. Yeah, let that sink in for a while. Singapore has some of the worst street food that I've ever tasted. I've had better Singapore bihun in Penang compared to Singapore bihun in Singapore. So Singapore ranking higher than Penang kind of shows that that particular survey has something wrong with it, right? But then another thing that struck me was that Thailand was ranked number 1. Thailand supposedly has the best street food in the world. Now, here's one experience that I've had. We were staying at this place called Khao San Road. We were not staying at the road. And Khao San Road is a nice place, right? It has a lot of things that you might want, like mushrooms, alcohol, prostitutes. So, when we were there, we decided to explore that area at night. And we came across this cart that had heaps of ants and crickets and mealworms and grasshoppers. So a friend of mine who's a very adventurous guy, he wants to try something new every time. So he said, instead of getting regular food, why don't we try some of these first? So we bought a bag full of assorted insects. And we had some cockroaches. No, I don't think they had cockroaches. But we threw in some ants. I know that there were ants because I tried the ant, I tried the worm, I tried half of a cricket, like a leg. We were munching on some insects while walking around looking for food. And we came across this old Thai lady that was selling barbecued meat. That's what the label in front of the stall said. It wasn't even a stall, it was a desk with a grill on top of the desk and a light bulb. That was it. That was the whole stall, right? And she was sitting there, flipping meat on top of the grill. And when we approached her, she asked us what we want. We said 3 sticks of beef on them. So she dipped them in some sort of sauce, started flipping them on the grill. Now we're standing right in front of that shop looking at her cook us our meat, right? And an insect, a beetle or something, flew over, sat on the grill for a while. It was too hot, it got back up and then sat on the meat. Now a sane person would take the insect and throw it aside. Or if you're a decent person, not just sane, if you're a decent person, you would replace that entire skew with a new one because your customer is standing right in front of your shop looking down at that beetle sitting on the meat. But instead of doing either of those things, what this old lady decided to do was she just flipped the meat. Remember, the beetle was sitting on top of the meat and she flipped it. Now the beetle is frying along with the meat. All of its juices are mixing with the sauce that she spread on the meat and it is becoming part of the meal right now. So I looked at my friend and I went like, dude, there's an insect on our food. And my friend was like, yeah, and we have a bag full of insects over here, right? And there was really nothing that we could say. Like if I was to point out to that lady that, hey, there's an insect on my meat, she's going to point at my bag and say, yeah, but for this insight you don't have to pay. So that was my experience with street food in Thailand, and that place was ranked #1 in that website. So there you go. That's a little bit of insight on that particular survey. It's nothing to be excited about. Singapore ranked higher than us. A place that has absolutely no regard for hygiene ranked the first in that survey. And you know, it's just about street food. They didn't rank food in general.